morning. Look what I got y'all. There y'all go. Yum. Is it good? Are you coming? You're running behind. You're gonna miss out on the treat. Her being so patient while I get my life together. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you. I'll get you some food in a second. Hey, baby. Like you already been in here working. Making sure there wasn't no crumbs left from yesterday. You want to just stand like that? Are you comfortable like that? Yeah, other leg, come on. This other leg over here, I don't know. Now, ain't that better? Ain't that better? Good job. Good job. Hey y'all, welcome back. Down here getting these morning chores knocked out. I'm running a little bit behind. My coffee was too good this morning and the recliner felt pretty good sitting there. Had a hard time getting out of it. But I wasn't too late. So come spend some time with us today. I don't know what all exactly we're going to be getting into, but I do know, I think Andy's going to be doing a little more work on the barn. But first, I got to get this done. And you know what I just thought about? I have to do supper in the crock pot. My darn oven quit last night, and I don't know when the fella's coming to fix it. I just remembered that. We're just going to town. My girl did good. We hadn't had a kick bar in several days now, and that's good. She's done good. She's really turned into a good cow. I've put a lot of hours and a lot of hard work into this cow. Not this year, but last year and the first year that I got her. Been a lot of hours, a lot of tears. You know, at one time when we first started milking her, it would take me and Andy both to hog tie her and get her figuring out what we were trying to do without her trying to kill us with those back feet. So she's come a long ways, and her's a good girl. You want this? Or are you still eating candy? She said, girl, bye, I don't want that. Yes, that's a good girl. Her's a good girl. She's starting to shed. Look at that. You're gonna need a good brush. Noisy horses. You're gonna need a good brushing before long. She's holding her weight pretty good though. I'm glad. Last year I had a little trouble with her keeping her weight on, and you know, these milk cows are a big learning curve when it comes to what you need to feed them and how much you need to feed them. They're quite a bit different than beef cows. Look at this, y'all. I just realized there's a tree on the fence right there. I was trying to figure out what them cows were looking at. Well, I guess that's going to be first on the priority list, so they don't figure out it's laying there and want to go out. Well, what up, little fella? This is the steer. He comes up here to see if he can catch a crumb. Yeah, let me call Andy.
Just as I suspected, we got a tree on the fence this morning. I was down here yesterday evening and I seen it. It was hanging out over the fence. It just wasn't on the ground yet. However, Megan said that it's on the ground now. So I'm gonna go take care of it real quick. It ain't very big. It's just a little bitty old rotten pine. And we've had, like yesterday was some just crazy winds, especially for us. We normally don't get a lot of wind, but yesterday was very windy, and I guess it come down during that. You can see here we're on the back side of where the cows are. Yeah, it looks like we probably, oh no, I don't believe it did break that insulator. I'm just gonna have to put it back in. Yeah, you see, ain't much to it. I'm gonna get this thing knocked out real quick. And I'm gonna use this little dude. So check this out. Y'all seen me use the other 60 volt DeWalt chainsaw I've got down there on the barn. I think it's a 18-inch saw. If I'm not mistaken, I honestly can't remember. But I love that little saw because it's kind of light. You don't have to fire up a gas chainsaw just for quick jobs like what I've been doing down there. Well, me being me was scrolling Amazon, I don't know, a couple months ago and seen that DeWalt had a newer version and a bigger battery powered saw out. And it came with a 15 amp hour battery and 20 inch bar. And I was like, and it was on sale. And I was like, I didn't know I needed that, but now that I see it, I think I need that. And I'm going to tell you something. I have been thoroughly impressed with this saw since I've had it. Now, I have not used it a ton. However, I cut up a tree from my grandma the other day with it. Big old pear tree that fell. And I've used it just around here, just playing with it. But I am not a battery-powered fan by any means. But it is very convenient when you can just pick up a saw and literally pull a trigger as long as you've got a fully charged battery, instead of having to crank a saw just to make like 3 cuts, because this ain't gonna take much. Man, I believe I've overdressed this morning. Yesterday, it was cold, but it ain't today. Go ahead and pull his coat off. I have not cut the power off of this fence. Let's see if I can get it back in the insulator without doing so. There we go. I knew that wasn't going to take long. Well, I guess that'll work. Yep, I have to say that these battery-powered chainsaws, definitely wouldn't want to use it to cut my firewood for the year. But they can come in extremely handy. Yeah, there's the battery this thing came with. That's a massive battery right there. That battery alone, if anybody knows about batteries, that's a couple $100 battery right there. But I bought it all as a kit just like this. I already had the Flex Volt battery that's in there. I use a lot of the DeWalt Flex Volt stuff anyways, so I already have several of those batteries. And I feel like they've really stepped it up in the chainsaws and handheld leaf blowers and all that. Still not nothing I'd want to use like if I was using it on a day-to-day basis, but for the occasional stuff, man, it's crazy. It works good. Ain't that a shame? That's a shame, a shame, a shame. Plum tree, peach tree, pear tree, that peach tree down there in the corner. Apples are trying to bud out. All of our blueberries are trying to bloom. And we have a major freeze coming. I'm gonna say by the time y'all see this video, we will know if this stuff got killed back or if it survived. But my guess is it's getting killed back. And somebody will probably suggest wrapping them up or putting a cloth over them or something like that, but them 3 trees up there are huge. However, I may try hanging the water jug in them. I've heard people talk about hanging water jugs in the tree limbs, keeping them from freezing. And most people can't give me an explanation why it works, but I think I'll try that. Especially on one of them, on my favorite peach tree. But anyways, yeah, by the time y'all see this, those things, there'll probably be no more. We've got lows in the mid to lower 20s coming. After all of this nice, hot, warm weather, I knew it wasn't over with. But man, I was really hoping it wasn't going to get that cold. And it still may not. But we will see. Well, guys, since the last time y'all saw this, the back wall has come a good ways. I'll step through. I want to show you something right here, though, that I am very, very proud of. I sat down here yesterday evening. Every one of the angles, the measurements, now, you'll see right there, I had to piece a 2x6 together because I didn't have one long enough. But the measurements, the angles, all of it was cut on the ground. And when I put those pieces up there, they fit like a glove. Look how tight those angles are. Beautiful. And so that will serve the purpose of me. I have something to nail the ends of the boards to up there along the rafter. Everything up there is going to stay open just for ventilation, airflow, and all that good stuff. I'm like this close to being ready to wrap this thing in the siding. However, I got just a handful of things I need to take care of this morning. One of those being putting in these boards. Now, you see up there how that board is bowed out? That's one of the ones I sawed on my sawmill. Every time I saw boards, they look like bananas when they come off of there. So what I've done for the solution of that is I'm laying these 2x8s in here this way, notching them out around the post, and then using them to pull them boards in. Not all of them are like that, but it's enough that I feel like I definitely need to fix that, because if I didn't, you would be able to see that in the wall once I get the siding on it. And so not only is this straightening out those 2x6s, which was the original purpose of this, I got to thinking about it, and I was like, you know, it's probably not a bad idea to put something like this in here anyways, because, you know, the plan is to be setting hay in here. And you know, if you can't ever tell what might happen, you get in here with a tractor with a roll of hay and you can't see something and you push too hard against the wall, and this is going to strengthen up everything to the point that it would take a lot of force, I feel like, to actually push the boards away from the post at this point. So this is actually not a bad idea, even if I wasn't trying to straighten out the boards. At least I don't feel like it is. It gives something for the hay. You know, the hay can push up against this, and it's pushing on that side of the post instead of pushing the wall away from the post. It's just, I feel like it's going to work a lot better. Now, I'm only going to do it I'm going to finish off this run right here. I'm not going to put anything up there. It'll just be, I'm going to finish this run here and let it go. And, of course, it's going to have hay against it, so it's not going to matter no ways. But it makes a darn good shelf. Like, it's the perfect place to set something. But I ordered me some J hooks, some J bolts from Amazon, and I'm going to cut me a spacer to put in between this 2x6 and that truss that is the same gap as that up there. And then I have some J bolts that are going to come around and hook onto that truss, and it'll pull everything tight and secure this 2x6 to that rafter. Now, the last video where I was working on the barn, I drilled into that truss, and I had one person comment saying that might not be a good idea, and that really got me thinking, because it might not be a good idea to be drilling into that truss, because my original plan was to drill through and attach that board. I don't think what I've done so far is going to mess up any type of structural integrity. However, if I go to drilling that many holes into that, it might. So, thank you to the one that commented and said that, because I honestly would have never thought about it. However, after you mentioned it, I was like, yeah, you know, that might not be a good idea. However, it might not hurt a thing. Maybe I'm just better safe than sorry. But this morning, all I'm really aimed to do down here is cut me some more of these pieces here. But I messed up right there, y'all. Had to cut me a piece to put in the hole, fill in the gap. But yeah. We're going to put up a couple more of these, and that's probably going to be all I do down here today. I'm not sure. These are 2x8s that I sawed on my mill quite a while ago. It's been probably a couple years now. I had plans to use them somewhere else, and I never did. She's always somewhere. All you gotta do is look around and you'll see her. Come here, girl. She is the true definition of man's best friend. Two 5/8. This is always the fun part. Does it work? Like a glove. Are you gonna stay there? All right. As you can see now how doing that pulled this board in. Let's walk around to the outside and make sure it looks as good out there. Oh yeah. It's still got just a slight bow, but it's not nothing like it was. Once I get the siding on this, you probably won't never see that. Looks much better than it did though. But I got one more to put on this board. This board's not near as bowed as the other. Actually, that board's barely even got a bow to it. I really like the looks of that, and I like the strength it's going to give that wall. I'm gonna get this one other one put in, and I don't know, I may end up working on maybe starting some siding and stuff today. I don't know. I'm probably not going to video any of that, but I might start tinkering with it. Well, I got the last one in. I think that's it for this back wall, except for those hooks that are going up there. However, I am currently waiting on the Amazon truck to bring those. If those come like they're supposed to, I'll probably come back down and get all of that straightened up. Once that's done up there, I am 100% ready to start putting up boards for the siding. And I cannot wait, y'all. And I've still got a long ways to go. I really do. And I know a lot of y'all have said, well, where's all your friends at? Where's your neighbors at? And all that good stuff. Y'all, I have had so many of my friends and neighbors offer to come help me put up this siding. I mean, I can't count on one hand how many I've had offer to come help it. But I'm just stubborn, if you want to know the truth. And I don't know. I don't like to ask for help at all, unless it's something that I absolutely have to have help for. I hate taking time out of someone else's day for them to come help me. I don't like doing that. I just don't like bothering people with stuff like that. I just do want to reach out to all of my friends and neighbors who have asked if they can help me and say, I greatly appreciate it and thank you so much. And yeah, I may end up calling on you. And to save the day from starvation, here comes the one who always knows when to show up.
That's right, I'm good at that.
You are.
Show up when the work's about done.
Well, now, according to the comments we had in the last video, you're the only one that does the hard work.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all, I just let Megan show off for the camera. That's what it is.
Is that what it is?
That's it, yeah. Behind the scenes, I do everything. But when Megan's in front of the camera, I let her do the hard work. Make it look like she does it all. I'm just picking. Well,
I brought you something to hold you over till lunchtime.
All right, let's sit down and eat.
All right.
All right.
Maybe it's to hold you over. I'm gonna eat. I brought me some too.
Well, ask me how I know, but this lumber makes the perfect seat. Perfect place to sit.
Now, how would you know that? You've been down here working so hard.
Well, you gotta sit down every once in a while.
I know it. I've been up there cleaning. It's always fun. Yeah, come down here yesterday. He didn't know I was walking. I come walking down here and snuck up on him, and he was down here looking at his phone. I said, you ain't gonna get no work done like that.
Well, I was doing research and development. I was reading comments on that day's video.
I know you were.
And I do that. I like to keep check on comments just to see what people might say about that video. So yeah, I could technically say I was working. I was just working in a different manner. But anyways, I think a lot of y'all might have saw it, but recently Mr. Chuck over at Sheridan Park Farms brought up a little bit of the debate about what's better, round nabs or square nabs.
Or what even is a nab?
That's what I was going to say. I think before we answer that, of course our choice may be obvious here. Before we answer that, I think we need to talk about what a nab is.
A nab is a pack of crackers.
That right there is a pack of Nabs. These things right here have saved not only myself, but many other working people from starvation.
Yep. It'll get you. I'm going to tell you, my granny used to live off of Nabs and Mountain Dew. That's what she lived off of.
Well, you know, we preach about all the time eating healthy. Eating healthy, eating healthy.
Beanie Weenies will get you through, too.
Well, that's where I was going with that. But the reality of it is, and it's not just here, but in the blue-collar America, Nabs and Beanie Weenies have got a lot of people through.
And Beanies.
And Beanies and pork and beans. And there's no telling how many cans of Beanie Weenies or packs of Nabs have been ate in this area.
Yeah, a lot. A lot. And, well, I mean, even now, when we go on vacation, that's what I pack, Beanie Weenies and Nabs. And that's, if we are somewhere, there's nowhere to stop and eat, or if we decide we want to wait and save our money for supper or something when we're on vacation, that's what we'll eat. Like, it's a perfect meal for on the road.
Well, you can buy a box of them, keep them in your truck. I mean, while we was working in between yards or something, I mean, you're getting hungry, but it ain't quite lunchtime yet. Open up a pack of Nabs, and that's going, man, it's honestly amazing how them 6 crackers right there will hold you over. Now, the name Nabs, I think that's a regional term, and I used to think it was just a North Carolina thing, but I believe it's more of a, I don't know, southeast kind of deal, because I've heard people in South Carolina call them Nabs. I've heard people in Virginia call them Nabs. But everybody locally calls them Nabs. But
let us know in the comments where you're from and if you've ever even heard of a Nab.
Well, no, they may not have, because you know when we went to Indiana, or well, no, not Indiana, Illinois, but I think we stopped at a store in Indiana to get gas. And I was like, well, I'm going to run in the store and get me a pack of Nabs just to hold us over, because we just wanted a snack.
They didn't have no Nabs.
They didn't have no Nabs. And I was so disappointed. And they did have Nabs, but they were an off-brand.
Yeah.
It wasn't Lance Nabs. And I'm not against an off-brand of Nabs. I'm not one of these that says I got to have a Lance Nab.
I'm against them.
I know you are. I'm not. But
there ain't no shame in my game. If it ain't these, I ain't going to eat them.
But they make these in 4 different kinds that I know of. Actually,
there's a bunch of different kinds.
You used to be able to get several different kinds, but when I was at the store this morning, they only had 4 different varieties of them. You can get the square ones like this with peanut butter, which is what we like. You can get the square ones like this with a cheese filling. You can get the round ones, which I have a pack here, just for showmanship. As you can see, they just look like a regular cracker. They're not orange or nothing. You can get those with peanut butter filling or the cheese filling, either one. But you used to be able to get several different flavors of them. You used to walk in the store and there'd be a whole rack of Lance.
The cream cheese and chives. I always like them too.
But I didn't see none of those at the store this morning.
I wonder if you can only buy them at the grocery store now in the variety box or something.
I don't know.
But yeah, the big debate is also round Nabs versus square Nabs. And if you ask just about anybody around here, I'd say most people, when they think of a Nab, they think of orange, square, crackers. I know if I tell somebody that I want a pack of Nabs, they better come out and be square, not this.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I will eat a round Nab. I'm not that die-hard against it like Megan is.
Yeah, I won't eat them.
But I will eat, and I've eaten many round Nabs in my life. But if I have a choice, square is what I'm going for. Now, Chuck says, if y'all haven't seen this video, you need to go watch it, because I got a kick out of it. I'm not going to lie.
Sheridan Park Farm.
But Chuck says that this unnatural orange color,
that's what gives it the good taste.
it just freaks him out. And I have to totally disagree with that. I think that unnatural orange color is, like you said, what makes it taste good. Because these...
That's what I told him when we was up there. We got talking about it when we was up there that day. And I said, it's that orange food color that makes them so good.
Just like a Jesse Jones hot dog. I mean, that red color, the red food coloring that's in a Jesse Jones hot dog is what makes them things taste good. I don't care nothing about a brown hot dog. If I eat a hot dog, it's going to be a red one. Whether it's a Jesse Jones or Bright Leaf or whatever, I'm going to eat a red hot dog.
Yep.
But to me, these are good. But they just taste like a plain old cracker. And I don't want a plain old cracker.
Nothing exciting about them?
Yeah, if I want a plain old cracker with peanut butter on it, I'll go make me some. This right here tastes like nothing else that you can buy that I know of.
The kids love them too.
Oh, yeah. Used to, back, me and Megan both have quit drinking pop or soda, whatever you want to call it.
Pop.
Pop. I mean, yeah, we call it pop. But used to, I mean, that was your snack. Go stop at the store and get you a drink and a pack of Nabs. My preferred drink would have either been an RC Cola or a Coke.
My home health days, I was in a very rural area doing home health. There was a couple of gas stations in my travels, but other than that, there wasn't nothing. There were no restaurants in that area or anything. And that was my lunch about every day. I stopped getting me a Diet Dr. Pepper and a pack of Nabs. And, you know.
And they didn't kill you, did they?
No, I'm still here to tell about it for now anyway.
Yeah. But, y'all, back when we had tobacco when I was growing up, I mean, you can't count how many packs of Nabs or oatmeal cookies or moon pies or, I think, and raisin cookies. Raisin cookies.
Never did like the raisin cookies.
I always pick the raisins out and then eat the cookie.
Yeah. They say that's hard to find now.
Really? You know, I don't eat much stuff like that anymore, but I think back on it, and my goodness. You know, we talk about it all the time, how people around here, you know, they grew their own gardens and everything, and they did. But there have been a lot of people who made a meal, especially lunch. Supper maybe not, but lunch out of a pack of Nabs, an oatmeal cookie, or a pack of Nabs and a raisin cookie.
Honestly,
or beanie weenies.
That's a really good lunch.
It is, and it'll hold you over better than you could ever imagine. I mean, there's no telling what's in this right here. What does really give it that orange color? I don't know. I've never given it no thought.
Sure, it's food coloring.
It probably is.
A lot of it.
But my point is, little things like this are cheap.
I don't need all mine.
I know. I'm too busy talking. It's cheap. Actually, it used to be much cheaper than they are now. I remember them being 25 cents a pack. 99 cents a pack. Yep.
Now, when I used to do home health, they was 2 for $1.
I remember when I worked at the store, they were 25 cents a pack. When we had tobacco as a kid, I don't remember because Mama would go to Sam's and buy the big boxes of them.
Well, see, that's what I do. I buy the big boxes at the grocery store most time.
Yeah, that's the most efficient way to do it. But this might seem a little bit pointless as this discussion here to some folks.
Just so you know, we're Team Square Nabs if you can't tell.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm not opposed to eating a round nab, but
I'm opposed to eating
Megan is. I think Chuck, when he made the video, he thought I was the one that was the most opposed against a round nab, but in all honesty, it's my other half here.
I would be so sad if I told somebody that went in the store, grab me a pack of Nabs while you're in there, and they didn't come out with them orange crackers. That would hurt my feelings.
So, if you're familiar with a pack of Nabs, you tell me. Round nabs or square nabs? Because I think we need to come to the bottom of this once for all. Chuck also brought up the point that you actually get more with the square nabs.
Well, yeah, because they cut the corners off of them.
Yeah. Look at all that empty space in that pack right there. I mean, that thing's so flimsy. them crackers don't even hold it tight because there ain't enough in there to keep it full. But these square crackers, they fill up that pack. So you do. You get more for your money out of these. And, you know, I think it's a great thing that all of us are friends enough and happy enough that we can argue over something foolish.
Like Nabs.
Like Nabs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chuck and Sandra have become really good friends of ours. And when Chuck actually texted me and told me he was going to put out that video, matter of fact, he sent me a picture of the square nab and round nab packs.
And he said, future video in the making. And I knew exactly what was coming. And I have to say, he really didn't beat us up as hard as I expected him to in that video. So, but yeah, we've become good friends. And actually, there's not many days that go by that I don't text Chuck or he don't text me about something.
Well, me and Sandra stays busy that.
I know. Y'all stay so busy, y'all ain't got time to text. Me and Chuck, I reckon, we sit around and look at our phones all the time, and so we just texting each other. But I think that's the great thing. You know, we'd have never met Chuck and Sandra had it not. I mean, I'm not going to say we'd have never met them, but
less likely.
It would have been less likely that we'd have ever met them had we not been on YouTube. And, you know, that's the great thing about it all is we've made some pretty good friends off of all, you know, met some really nice people out of all of this.
We sure have.
And the fact that we've met people who like to joke around just as much as I do is awesome. Because there's a lot of people in this world you can't joke with.
No, they get upset. They get their feelings hurt.
They do. And I mean, I hate that. Because I love to joke with people. I love to talk junk to people. And I like people to talk junk back to me.
Yeah.
And
yeah, not only can you dish it out, you can take it. I have to give it to you.
Oh, I've took a lot of it over the years. But, you know, I like being around those kind of people. And, you know, Chuck and Sandra are those kind of people. I got to wash down that orange food coloring. It's getting stuck in my teeth. But, yeah, I think it's fun when you can meet people like that you can cut up and carry on with. Mm-hmm. Everything's not always serious. Everything's not, you know, I don't know. It's just nice. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But, anyways.
I got to go get back to work.
And I think, I'm not sure, because these aren't, but I really think the name Nabs come from Nabisco.
Like
I think
years ago.
Yeah, I think it was a short term for Nabisco crackers. And so people started calling them Nabs. I think that's where that name come from. Don't hold me to that. Now, Lance, as far as I know, is not associated with Nabisco. Who knows? Lance might actually own, Nabisco might actually own Lance. I don't know.
It's all a monopoly.
It is. Now, this right here says Snyder's/Lance. So, I guess this has nothing to do with Nabisco. But I'm pretty sure that that's where the name came from. Mm-hmm. The name Nabs. If anybody knows where the name come from, tell me if I'm right or not.
That's just what we've always called it. That's what I've always heard them called, like, my entire life.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that people didn't know what Nabs were until I was older.
Well, until we got out from
this area right
here.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a lot of things, and I think that's the cool part of the whole country is there's regional terms for things. There's regional traditions. And those little things, even though it's nothing but the name of a pack of crackers, Nabs, you know, I think it's those little things that I think is important to hold on to because that's what separates us from somewhere else. Mm-hmm. You know, it's those little terms and those little sayings and those little things that make us different than other places, and they have their own things, and that makes them different from us.
That's right.
And I don't believe that the whole country is supposed to be the same.
No. No, that's what makes the world go round. We's all the same, boy, it'd be a boring world.
And the truth of the matter is, we're not all supposed to like orange Nabs.
So sad.
You know, they make varieties of these things for a reason because people like different things, and but it is fun to bicker and argue about it. Which one's better? But anyways, y'all, I guess that's going to be about it for today's video.
Yep, guess that's going to about wrap up today's video. I have got to go to my friend's JW Farms Micro Dairy this evening. I'm going to be a backup milker for when she may need somebody. So my training starts today.
She has a totally different operation than you do, right?
Yeah, yes.
So you've got a lot of learning.
Milk machines and cooling tanks and such.
And a lot of cows.
So I'm excited though.
Oh, I know. That's all I heard her talk about.
I get to go hang out with some cows.
That's Amelia, she's
my best friend.
Best friend.
Yep.
Since the knee-high days.
Second grade, yep. Yep, so that's why I'm going to go throw this chicken in the crock pot and all that. So, plus, I told him this morning my oven's quit.
But
you'll have to bring the camper back over here.
So you can cook in the camper? Well, you know, we got plenty of wood down here. We'll just cook on the fire.
I got a Dutch oven. Anyways, guys, I guess that's going to about wrap it up. Hope y'all enjoyed today's video. We appreciate each and every one of you watching today. And until we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one. Oh, I didn't bring my water down here.
Here, take some.
I don't want none of your backwash.
I ain't backwashing that thing. I tell you what, I'm loving that though. That's just like the one Grandpa had.
That's a big one.
Except Grandpa's was red.